years, being a member of FFA for 4 years, and serving as an officer her junior and senior year, and being a varsity tennis player. She plans to attend Oklahoma State University for a degree in business. She is also planning to add emphasis to her degree in the form of either a dual major or minor. Kendall is the son of JJ and Carla Labette of Mound Valley. He is most proud of being a team captain for the football team, being named All-SEK First Team as an offensive lineman, and receiving an All-Sports and Kansas All-State Honorable Mention. After high school, Kendall plans to pursue a career in the military.
Caleb, you can unmute me if you haven't already. Thank you.
Our second set of candidates this evening are Josie Hayward and Griffin Eaton. Josie is the daughter of Michael and Tammy Hayward of Parsons. She is most proud of qualifying for state golf every year and getting fifth in the FCK, as well as being involved in Fellowship of Christian Athletes for 4 years and serving as an officer this year. She also takes pride in her school spirit and never being too cool to cheer on the Grizzlies. She plans to attend Crowder College to play golf and pursue a degree in health science. After that, she wants to travel the world with her dog, Ozzy. Griffin is the son of Shane and Amy Eaton of Altamont. He is most proud of setting the school record in football last year, being a 3-sport athlete all 4 years of high school, and being named All-SEK in baseball. After graduation, Griffin plans to attend Pittsburgh State University and major in construction management. Let's give a hand to Josie and Griffin. Our third set of candidates are Mia Howard and Luke Ryan. Mia is the daughter of Brandon and Roxy Howard of Dennis. She is most proud of her varsity golf career, in which she received 10th place and honorable mention for All-SEK. She is also proud of being a 4-year member and senior officer of Fellowship of Christian Athletes and her involvement in the Center Bethel Church Youth Group, where she enjoys serving the community. She plans to attend Crowder College to pursue a degree in elementary education. She also hopes to continue playing golf at the collegiate level. After college, Mia would love to teach in USD 506, start a family, and continue her involvement in the local community and church. Luke is the son of Mike and Jessica Ryan and Angie and Eli Sebergy of Parsons. He is most proud of overcoming his knee injuries and obtaining a 1,000-pound total in weightlifting. After high school, Luke plans to attend Wichita State University, where he will pursue a degree in business. Let's give them a hand this evening. Our fourth set of candidates are Shelby Wilson and Latravian Benson. Shelby is the daughter of Jeff and Heather Wilson of Columbus. She is most proud of maintaining her 4.0 GPA alongside her heavy involvement in both choir and theater, where she was nominated for the Music Theater Wichita Award. She is also proud of her volleyball career, where she acquired 2,000 assists and is an all-league unanimous member of the FCK and sub-state championship team. She plans to attend college to become an elementary teacher. She also hopes to continue playing volleyball at the collegiate level and to one day become a coach. Latravian is the son of Heather Strickland and Jason Horton and Terry Benson of Parsons. He is most proud of making the news for his one-handed football catch, overcoming all of his injuries during his junior year, and for playing 4 different sports in 1 year. After graduating, Latravian, or Trey as we call him, plans to either pursue a business degree and continue playing sports or attend lineman school. Let's give them a hand this evening. Our fifth and final set of candidates are Katie Wallen and Noah Wiley. Katie is the daughter of Jason and Sonny Wallen of Oswego. She is most proud of her many accomplishments in 4-H and FFA, where she currently serves as an officer. Another honor of Katie's includes being chosen by Twin Valley to participate in the 2022 Cooperative Youth Leadership Camp. She is also proud of herself for taking advantage of all that LCHS has to offer and making so many lifelong memories with her friends. As a recipient of a livestock judging scholarship, she plans to attend Connors State College, where she will pursue a degree in agriculture. She plans to finish her degree at Oklahoma State University. Noah is the son of Dustin and Becky Wiley of Udman. He is most proud of being the chapter FFA president and for qualifying for 5 national FFA contests throughout his high school career. He plans to attend Coffeyville Community College and then transfer to Kansas State University for a degree in ag economics. After college, he wants to move back to Southeast Kansas to start a family. Let's give him a hand. Our crown bearer this evening is Mr. Cass O'Donnell. Cass is the son of Alyssa Zamora and Gabriel Jameson. Cass is also the grandson of Jamie Shelton, who is currently head custodian at Labette County High School. Cass likes to ride his hoverboard and dress up in a superhero costume. He enjoys watching scary movies and his favorite color is red. When Cass grows up, he wants to be a guitar player. Our flower girl this evening is Miss Mason Gilpin. Mason is the daughter of Jim and Lauren Gilpin, who currently teaches kindergarten at Meadowview. She is also the granddaughter of Peter and Connie Omarkel, who both teach here at Labette County High School. Mason likes to play doctor, and she enjoys watching Doc McStuffins. Her favorite color is purple, and her favorite food is spaghetti. When Mason grows up, she wants to be a doctor. Let's give them a hand this evening. And now, the moment we have all been waiting for. The 2022 homecoming team is Mr. Kendall Bell. And joining him as the 2022 homecoming queen is Miss Charlie Alloway. Let's give them another hand, folks. At this time, Kendall and Charlie will be crowning each other.
Okay, Caleb, you can mute me, but go ahead and keep it on the ceremony. I'm going to call the station. To listen as possible for you. So I'll do the Thank you, Amanda, and we are live from Labette County High School in Altamont, Kansas, inside Lucas Field, home of your Labette County Grizzlies, coming off of their first win, in nearly 2 years. We'd like to invite you to listen in to tonight's pregame coaches interview with head coach Sean Price and Sports in Kansas director Chet Coupland. Take a listen. North breeze is whirling in. I'm Jack Leake, joined alongside by John Kohler. John, it's cooler up here than it was 2 weeks ago.
Oh, it is freezing up here. I don't know why you're saying it's a nice cool. It is freezing up here.
As it finally feels like fall football weather. And hopefully we have back-to-back Grizzly wins. And it's interesting, John, as I was looking back at their schedule 2 years ago when they won their first game, they won the game after that. They played St. Michael's on October 16th of 2020, which was their last win, and they won that one. And they won the game before that one. Mm-hmm. So the last time Labette County won a ball game, that was when they won 2 in a row. So hopefully we can replicate that this evening as Labette County sits at 1-4 on the season, and they'll be facing a foe that is inside the top 10 in the state rankings in the Class 4A. Coffeyville is ranked number 7 in the Class 4A rankings. The Golden Tornadoes sit at 4-1 on the year. And prior to this season, Coffeyville had just won a total of 4 games in the last 2 years, John. So they're coming in much improved.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I know this team last year is extremely young, and they're returning almost every single starter they have from last year. I think they only lost a couple guys. But that O-line's coming back. Kanan White, number 65 for him. He's an absolute monster on their line for them.
He is. Coach Price mentioned that.
I mean, he wrecks game plans. So if you're Argerbright and you're trying to run anything up the middle, don't. You want to run away from that big man over there, all right?
The defensive line of Coffeyville, as you touched on there, John, is incredible. And they also have Kanan White, an offensive lineman. He's short, 5'9", but he weighs 250 pounds, and he is a stud on the offensive line. So him on the offensive line, I think he plays both ways a little bit as well. You weren't incorrect on that. But Kanan White, with the help of some of those other guys in the trenches, Coffeyville can really road grade some jerseys around, and hopefully those jerseys aren't the color red tonight, as that is what we see making their way over the railroad tracks in the northeast corner of Lucas Field. We'll go ahead and dive in to some statistics of last week's win at Fort Scott. Labette County beat the Tigers 25-8. Fort Scott was without their starting quarterback, so that makes the meter tougher to judge when you're looking at how good Labette County is, but they've been playing much better football.
Yeah, that's for sure. I know as we sat up here in the booth that first 4 weeks, you could see it every week.
Yes.
You know, that first circle team played, we lost 50-0. Next week, we lost to Parsons by 11.
Yep.
Next week, we lost by 8. So you see the margin of these.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, you see the margin of these scores getting smaller and smaller. And finally, we were able to put it together last week and get a win. So it'll be interesting to see how we build off of last week and come in here against a very good Coffeyville team and compete with them tonight.
Junior quarterback for Labette County threw for 269 yards. He threw the ball 13 times, which is low for Kendall this season. As you can hear the crowd roar as the Grizzlies make their way through the banner, led by homecoming king Kendall Bebb. Homecoming queen was Charlie Alloway, in case you missed that part of the live stream. But Kendall Holtzman completed 10 of 13 pass attempts for 269 yards. Johnny threw 4 touchdowns and just 1 pick. His touchdown to interception ratio has been through the roof compared to what it was last season.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, his football IQ has definitely improved vastly from what it was last year. I think a lot of last year was a great experience for him. Now he came into this year, he knows, hey, I can't throw this ball, I can't throw that ball. But what he does know now is, I know where I need to put the football to give my guys a chance and keep it away from the defense. I think that's something that Kendall has really began to learn about, and you're seeing it. I mean, how many touchdowns did he have? He has 12 to 13 touchdowns right now. It's only 4 or 5 interceptions. I mean, that's a great touchdown and interception ratio.
As last year, go ahead.
I mean, as you can see, it's keeping us in ball games this year. It really is. I mean, we're not turning over the ball hardly at all. That means we're getting more chances to put points up on the board. And that's what you want from a young team.
Absolutely. As Coach Price mentioned the 4 weapons in the pregame show, that allow him to be flexible, Coach Argerbright to be flexible with the playbook, and Holtzman not turning the ball over as much as he did last year, as you hit it on the money, John, makes this team much, much better. Those weapons are Xavier Phillips, caught his first touchdown catch of the year last week against Fort Scott. Matthew Boyle, Griffin Eaton, they both have a combined 8 touchdowns, 4 a pop, and Trey Vinson with a one-hand highlight reel snag at Fort Scott. So this team seems to be putting some things together, but the running back committee is something that's interesting. They've been up, they've been down. The Labette County offensive line has been a little banged up and hasn't performed to the best of their capability yet. But this running back this committee needs to get going, but this is a tough night to do it, John.
Yeah, and another thing I heard pregame is that I expect to see some Cody Hamilton and Trey Vinson sprinkled in that backfield pairing of Chandler Henson and Jamal Jackson, just from what I heard, to help give Kendall some more time, because those young freshmen, they struggle with pass protection, and Trey Vinson, a senior, Cody Hamilton, a senior, they're better at blocking.
Sure.
That's what I heard. So expect to see some Cody Hamilton and some Trey Vinson back there tonight.
As Coffeyville is an interesting crew, John, as they have only thrown the football 32 times in their first 5 games of the year. All 5 games, they've only thrown it 32 times. They're led by sophomore quarterback Axel Ernie. He is 14 for 30 this season. 2 other quarterbacks have thrown the ball once on trick plays, or wide receivers rather. As we have the national anthem here in Lucas Field, I'd like to invite you both on our live stream and radio to take a listen to tonight's scene setter of Labette County and Coffeyville. Lawrence Holt and Jamal Jackson are back deep to receive for Labette County. They're in their home reds with gold trim and numerals. Coffeyville, the Golden Tornado, are in their road whites with what looks to be purple numerals and a gold trim. Neat looking white uniforms, John. As Labette County and Kendall Holtzman will be working their way into the breeze here this evening. They'll be working from the south end of the field to the north. As the ball is booted away from the 40, it's a high, short kick, and it is fair caught. And it will be down near the 30, or the 25, rather, of Labette County, and that's where they will set up shop.
Yeah, it was interesting right there. I believe it was Malachi Dewey. He called for a fair catch, and it kind of just bounced off his helmet. And Jamal was right there behind him to catch it, and he just blew it dead, which I don't know if that... I don't know the rule on that exactly, but yeah. I think we had a play a couple weeks ago where something like that happened, and they just let it go.
We did, as the player who caught it isn't the one who waved fair catch, but that's interesting. So first down and 10 for Labette County, coming off of their first win, is, as you heard, 715 days it took place on this field. Hopefully they can do it again. Holtzman's in the shotgun with Jackson to his right side. They're trying to go up the middle of this Coffeyville defense, and they will do it. Good gain of 6 as he had to bounce it around to the outside.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Bargerbrett's coming out. He's saying, hey, I'm not afraid of number 65 right there in the middle. I'm going to run the ball regardless. And as an offensive coordinator, that's what you got to do. You can't just let a player decide your game plan. You got to decide your own game plan.
Second down and 4. They give him a long 6 on it. Holtzman in the shotgun again. Jackson motions to the right hip of Holtzman. 2 receivers to the left side. It is another give to Jackson. He is shifty. He'll gain a couple. Cut the yardage in half. Third down and 2. Maybe a long one coming up.
Yeah, we've come out and we've run the ball a little bit effectively compared to what we've done in the past, but Coffeyville is just sitting back right now in a cover one man from the looks of it, so it'll be interesting to see if we don't take a shot on one of these dudes on the outside.
There are no safeties.
Cover 0 now from the looks of it.
Cover 0. Holtzman in the shotgun again. Jackson is the back. Single coverage. It is press coverage with Phillips and Eaton here on the near side. First possession of the ball game if you're just joining us. Holtzman taking his time. Play clock's at 4. He takes the snap. It's another run, and you had to know Coffeyville saw it coming, and they blow it up in the backfield for a loss of 3. You had to know Coffeyville saw that coming.
Yeah, but if you're the Grizzlies here, I mean, you're just seeing what you can do against them up front right now. I mean, first drive's a real good indicator, like, hey, what am I going to do later on in the game from a play caller standpoint? Am I going to be able to run the ball? And we just found out, hey, we can't run the ball up the middle, which, as you know, it was a cover 0 blitz right there, so it's hard to do.
Joe Page is back for his second game as he was in kind of a concussion protocol earlier. He played last week. Punt doesn't make it across the 50. Well, it did, but it bounced backwards. So Coffeyville will get the ball on the Grizzly 45-yard line. As we mentioned in our pregame show, they've only thrown the ball 32 times this season. They love to ground and pound.
Yeah, the Grizzlies, they're going to have to find a way to stop this running game and make Coffeyville throw the ball. As I saw in warm-ups, they aren't really good at throwing the ball. I mean, the quarterback play for Coffeyville is just not there right now, but their running game sure has been.
As they're going to give it up the middle, and he's met immediately. Ball came out late as the far official, at the way the far official reacted, he reacted as if it was a live ball. It'll be a loss of a half a yard. Amir Luton is the running back.
Yeah, Lawrence Holt is going to take that to the house if the play was kept alive there.
Amir Luton has rushed just 21 yards on the season. Here's a little bit better of a run. It'll be third down and 5. Luton on the run again.
Nice play by Kagan Bates to go up there and make the tackle as he sidestepped Trey Vincent. It was looking like he was going to break it loose there for a second.
Josh Shobe on the run, rather. He's rushed for over 200 yards on the season. Third down and 5. As I think they're going to call offsides on Labette County. That'll be a first down for Coffeyville. You can't shoot yourself in the foot against a team like this.
Yep, and we found out who our first freeze victim of the night is. It's us.
It's us. Usually it's the other team, you're right. Hard count got Labette County to bite. as maybe a little bit of nerves. You know, you're not used to playing coming off of a win. You're back at home. It's homecoming. So this game just needs to settle in, but it can't get out of hand soon. Ernie takes the snap. It's a give up the middle again, and he's met immediately and pile driven backwards. Gain of 1 on the carry. I think it's Josh Schob again. It is, as I'm curious when we'll see the man who's rushed for nearly 600 yards, Jeremy Colbert.
Yeah, that was a great play by Cody Hamilton right there. He found the hole the running back was going to and just blew him up, as we saw right there. He drove him back a couple yards as well, as the Grizzlies are just sitting back in their normal cover 4 look.
Coffeyville's without Aaron Tunstall and Keyshawn Hayes, 2 big pieces of this Coffeyville team. Here's a read option to the left side, breaking tackles and still going forward. He won't quite get the first off the pitch from Ernie. It'll be 3rd down and short for Coffeyville. As he goes away limping, it was Josh Schob. He'll limp to the sideline.
Yeah, this Coffeyville team is definitely coming in a little bit beat up as Turnstall. He's one of those guys for Coffeyville, as he's a very key player for that offense. I know last year when he played him, he was a terrific player, so it's a big loss for them.
As they're also out Jermeek Schob and Jamarion Logan. Here's a play-action rollout for Ernie. He's looking to run it, and he's going to be met as he slides. I don't think he got the first down, as he's going to gain a yard. It'll be 4th down and about 1.5 yards for Coffeyville, John.
Yeah, you fully expect Coffeyville to go for it right here, as I don't think they have a very good kicker like we do. So, hey, that's a good thing, though. We aren't facing a 3 or 4 star kicker this week. That's always a plus.
We've seen some good legs this season, John. So 4th down and 1. Big time stop for Labette County if they can do it on defense. 7 minutes left in the first quarter. Coffeyville has the wind at their back. Here's a give up the middle. He'll get the first down, but he won't get much farther than that. A gain of 2 on the run. Just a simple give up the middle to LaMarcus Allen. Allen's ran for 150 yards on the season. They run a lot of guys. They have 4 over 100 yards on the season.
Yeah, and they're not really running like an offense you expect that it's going to be really effective running the ball. I mean, they're just in a shotgun formation like we do with the tight end, and they're just handing it off or tossing it, really. It's not like a wing tee or a wishbone set that you'd usually see from an offense like this.
Here's a give to the left side, bouncing off the backs of Grizzly defenders and getting his way almost to the first down, gain of 8 or 9. And you're right, John, as it's Allen again on the carry, gain of 8 they give him. It's nothing flashy. They're just giving it to their halfback, and he's running up the middle. As Coffeyville average is nearly 6.5 yards a carry, and that has shown tonight Labette County's being pushed back by this offensive line.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at their roster right now. They have some big boys up front. I'm seeing 294, 240, 270. I mean, they have some big guys up there.
Here's a give around the left edge to Allen, cutting back in towards the interior of the field. I mean, that's a gain of 8 right there. He's inside the 5. 1st and goal, Coffeyville. As it is just a slow, kind of sort of bland movement, but it is so effective.
Yeah, if you're the Grizzlies here, I don't think you can sit back in this cover 4 look we've been seeing. I know, I believe we are still missing our defensive coordinator, John Mangan, but Coach Hayward, you're going to have to send some heat here soon. You can't just let these big guys get down the field and move our line back.
Bit of a high snap, and it's in for a touchdown. LaMarcus Allen. Coffeyville ran it down the throat of Labette County every play of that drive, and it worked every play of the drive. 6-0 Coffeyville. Nothing flashy, but they got the job done, and that is all that matters. 5:33 is halted on the clock as Coffeyville will line up for the 2-point conversion. As it's a direct snap, Wildcat formation, he'll lower his head and get in. 2-point conversion is good for the fullback, Joseph Neuenschwander. So Coffeyville leads at 8-0. First quarter has flown by, 5.5 left in it. We'll step aside for a quick break. 60 seconds on KLKC Parsons.
V93.5 is your home for the best variety of the 80s, 90s, and today. Get your day started with the Anna and Raven Morning Show. You're the judge during couples court. Couples share their disagreement, and then you decide who's right. Think you know pop culture trivia? It could pay off, and you score the cash jackpot when you play Can't Beat Raven. Krause in the House gets you home every weekday afternoon starting at 2. Stream us anytime, anywhere at KLKCradio.com.
Lawrence Holt on the return for Labette County. He gets out near where they had the ball on the first possession of the game. Just across the 30 to the 31. As Labette County showed promising signs running the ball, they ran the ball all 3 plays with Jamal Jackson each time. As the first couple runs looked really positive, John, but Coffeyville sure snuffed it out on that 3rd carry.
It'd be interesting to see if we don't try some quick screens or some motion of Griffin Eaton across the way or something different. Find different ways to get this run game going.
There is no halfback. It's an empty set. Kendall Holtzman will take the snap and roll out to his left side, throw it over the top. Griffin Eaton catches it at the Coffeyville 40. Griffin Eaton across the 30, and he's pulled down by the horse collar. No call, and they'll mark him out of bounds at the 26-yard line, as that was a great play design from Coach Argerbright and a fantastic job by the Grizzly offensive line.
Yeah, I mean, that was a terrific route ran there by Griffin. He sold the post, broke it back outside for the corner, and a beautiful ball by Kendall Holtzman.
Empty set again. Hard count doesn't work. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Ball's on the left hash. It was John Broadwell, the left guard for Labette County, on that incredible pass protection on the linebacker, Josh Shobe, to create the good pocket for Holtzman to step up into.
Wait, is Broadwell back? I thought he had a dislocated shoulder or something.
Broadwell 52, he's back at left guard. So Coach Price has to burn an early timeout as the play clock was down to 2 seconds. We'll take a moment and thank our sponsors for making John and I's job possible to bring you Labette County football, as Labette Health is the title sponsor of tonight's broadcast. Our pregame show sponsor was Tank Connection. Other sponsors include Labette Community College, Forbes Hoffman Funeral Homes, Clemens Insurance Agency, Labette Health, Woodworth Enterprises, Herman Lumber, Carson Wall Funeral Homes, Commercial Bank, Eye Care Associates of Parsons, Doctors Gilmore, Newland, and Ray. A few other sponsors we'll get to in a moment. An empty set for Kendall Holtzman again, as he takes the snap quick this time, as it's a tee over the top, and it's caught at the 5, and into the touchdown! Daniel Easley with his first touchdown catch of the season. Touchdown! LC Grizzlies, 8-6. Labette County can tie it up with the 2-point conversion. Daniel Easley getting high fives all around.
Yeah, I mean, that was just a great route by Daniel Easley. He just ran up the seam, and when we come out in that empty set and you're in a cover 1 look, that safety has to go take someone if you're going to keep those 2 linebackers, and that's what happened right there. Some dude was on someone. They weren't matched up right, is what I'm saying, and Daniel Easley kind of slipped past them.
As the play designs are exquisite right now. You love the gaps they're taking. It's a direct snap. He's still on his feet, but not going to get it. 2-point conversion is no good. The swinging gate does not work this time. On the effort was Chandler Henson. The direct snap went to him on the far side of the field. 2-point attempt, no good, but a beautiful second outing for the Labette County offense. Kendall Holtzman with his 13th touchdown pass on the year, and Daniel Easley with receiving touchdown number 1. Coffeyville leads at 8-6. We'll step aside for 30 here on KLKC Parsons.
Day & Zimmerman, one of the largest privately owned companies in the U.S. with operations across the country and internationally. We are comprised of multiple brands that put people to work, protect our freedoms, and improve the world. The Parsons, Kansas location has manufactured munitions for over 50 years for our country's warfighters. Day & Zimmerman has immediate openings for production operators starting at $18.02 an hour on our weekend crew. Work a 12-hour day shift Friday, Saturday, and Sunday and receive 40 hours of pay. We also offer competitive benefits. Apply today.
Kendall Holtzman to Daniel Easley for the first time this season in the end zone at least. 8-6. Coffeyville leads it. Joe Page kicks a low squib. It'll trickle to the 20. That's where it's picked up. The return man near the 35, and he's met firmly at the 33. On the return for Coffeyville is Jeremy Colbert, the leading rusher for Coffeyville.
Great tackle there by Tatum Claiborne, the freshman, making his name known right there. As if you're the Grizzly defense here, you got to respond. You got to find a way to stop this run game. Make them throw the ball. As there's some big boys up front, so it'll be interesting to see what Mike Hayward and Coach Brown come up with here to stop this Coffeyville offense.
Kagan Bates, the lone safety, shallow over the top for Labette County. He's a freshman. We start 3 on defense. Here's a give to the right side. Still a moderate gain, but a better one. Gain of 5 for the halfback, Jeremy Colbert. Finally, the first touch we've seen, at least out of the backfield for the rusher, with 570 yards on the season.
Yes, there's a lot of room there, right? This Coffeyville O-line has honestly impressed me so far. I think this is the best unit that we've seen so far this season. I mean, they're doing a really nice job creating running lanes for this running back committee.
Bit of a high snap. That's been common. And this time, Colbert's hit immediately. Gain of 1. Maybe half a yard as the ref steps aside a little bit. So 3rd down and a long 4 for Coffeyville, as a few snaps have been high for Ernie, and he's had to go up and get him, and it's taken a few ticks off the clock for him.
Yeah, but guess who was there to make the play that time? Cody Hamilton. He has really come on strong this year for the Grizzly defense. He's making plays all over the place.
This would be a very big stop early in the game for Labette County. Ernie rolls out to his left side, hits his man, they get the first down. It's a little pass play to the left side. Gets out to the 45. It's complete on the far side to Amir Luton. He has a twin brother on the squad as well. Amani Luton, who wears number 5, Amir's number 1.
Yeah, Lawrence Holt there is just playing a little bit too soft. I mean, as a sophomore, you don't really know that, but you're only supposed to play to the sticks right there since it's 3rd down. He kind of played too far off, and they just ran a little out route with Luton there.
As we have a flag and a false start on the Golden Tornadoes, so back him up 5 yards.
Claiborne comes on for number 21, Cole Stevens. A little bit of substitution here in the linebacking unit.
3 minutes and 20 seconds and counting here in the first quarter. 8-6, Coffeyville leads it. It's another give off to the right side. Could have been a holding call. They don't call it. As going around the bend across the 50 and finally pushed out near the Labette County 45. I think it's good enough for a first down. Jeremy Colbert with another big-time run as Hunter Shaplowski, I don't think he was held, but it was awful close here on the left side of the line.
Definitely, and even if Hunter wasn't there to make the play, Kagan Bates was in a great spot to make the play, and he just dove a little bit too soon, went a little bit too low, and he just kind of, Colbert there just kind of shrugged him off and kept going. So, it's another thing. Kagan Bates has been great at safety so far this year, but it's just a bad play there for him right there.
As they say, he must have stepped out prior to where he ended up. So it's 2nd down and 2. We've hit the 3-minute mark. It's another give to Colbert. He's met at the line by Joe Page. Ball's ripped out and recovered by Coffeyville, but a gain of 0 on the play. Loss of half a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 3. So a nice treat for the Labette County defense, but Joe Page is making his presence felt again.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a huge stop for this Grizzly defense right here. If you want any chance to win this game, I think this is a key drive for us right now. We have to stop him here on 3rd down so we can get the ball back and go score.
As the first quarter had flown by, Coffeyville runs the ball a lot. Then Labette County scored on 2 passing plays. As here's a give up the middle, and he's met after a short gain. They're going to say he doesn't get it. 4th down and a yard. The Labette County defensive front 7 closing in on LaMarcus Allen. 4th down and 1 yard.
Yep, now you got to go do it again. You got to find a way to stuff them here.
As that's the thing, they've ran similar sets and about the same play every time. They've run a couple read options, but other than that, it's been the same give up the middle to the back, whoever it may be. It's been 3 or 4 different ones tonight.
Yeah, from the Grizzlies here, I'm sending everything but the kitchen sink at the NATOs right here.
As it looked like a false start, they don't call it. As getting around the bend is Allen, and he's going to get the first down, but I think it was a false start, John.
It was. Number 65, Kanan White, who we were talking about pregame, he looked like he started his pull well before the snap got off, as the line judge over here didn't seem to see it, or even the white hat.
Yeah. Is that it? sure looked like one to me, at least with face value. So first down and 10, Coffeyville at the Labette County 44. Two receivers are in bunch formation on the left side, nobody out to the right. As I believe Coffeyville's only had one design pass play, and I don't even think Ernie threw it. He ended up tucking it and running. Here's a play-action pass over the top, and it's caught. First down, Coffeyville and more, as the receivers finally brought to the ground by freshman Kagan Bates, the receivers Amani Luton. And John, that is what makes it so deadly when you can run. You can just pull it, you know everybody's going to suck in, and then you have a wide-open man.
Yeah, it's just eye discipline right there for the backside of our defense. Kagan Bates, a freshman, he got caught up on that play action, and it was just a crossing route by the tight end. You know, sometimes you play these teams that run the ball, your eyes go to the quarterback, and it looks like he hands the ball, so you suck up. That crossing route gets behind.
Yep.
Easy throw, easy money.
As that just goes to show how important it is to be able to run the football. Same set for Coffeyville, 64 seconds. The clock is stopped. First and 10 at the Labette County 30. Here's a counter to the left side, bouncing around, getting the first down and exploding his way into the secondary. And he's brought down by a host of Grizzlies. Gain of 17, maybe 16 actually, on the carry. That time it was Josh Shobe.
This wind's starting to pick up.
It is. It's blowing our papers around, still swirling around here in Lucas Field.
No, I'm starting to get that same feeling as the Pittsburgh game. It's almost like they're running the ball at will against us. You know, it's like it feels like we can do nothing to stop them at this point. I mean, they just have so much momentum going behind this huge offensive front. I mean, they're not running complex plays. I mean, they're just pulling a guard and they're just hitting the holes.
Give to the right side this time, trying to bounce around the sticks. Getting outside the right hash is Josh Shobe, as it didn't feel like he picked up anything, but that's a gain of a long 4. So you're right, John. It is a short gain for Coffeyville, has been a gain of 3 or 4, and that's not a place you want to be, as it looks like Coffeyville and head coach Deontay Wade, who's done a fabulous job turning this program around over the past few years, is going to let the clock wind down and hit zeros. The buzzer sounds. That's the end of one. We will switch ends of the field. Coffeyville will be going into the wind this quarter. It's 8-6. Coffeyville on top. We'll take a 60-second timeout. This is Grizzly football on KLKC Parsons.
High school sports fans, follow your team live with the free ScoreStream mobile app. Just download ScoreStream to get real-time scores, photos, and awesome video from your game and your rivals. Plus, follow your favorite teams and friends. Get real-time high school sports from ScoreStream.
Everybody is different. Some get injured, while others simply wear down. Whether it's on the court, on the field, or at the gym, Labette Health's orthopedic and sports medicine team has the training and skill to repair, restore, and renew. We share the same goal, and together we'll write your comeback story. For more information about Southeast Kansas' leading orthopedic and sports medicine team, go to labettehealth.com.
As we have the second down and 6 situation for Coffeyville now on the north end of the field. Ball is spotted at the 8-yard line. We have a stoppage of play. John, did you see?
I don't see a marker down on the field. I don't know what. Do you see a flag? I can't find one.
I see Joseph Neuenschwander trotting off the field on the far side. Maybe an equipment malfunction, an equipment error. Sometimes refs will stop play and bring a player out for something of that sort. Hit his right fingertips at the 50-yard line. A beautiful ball. If you want to get picky, it might have been a tick overthrown, but my goodness, was that right there for Labette County.
Yes. This Grizzly offense has really been attacking the deep part or deep middle part of this defense. That's something we've seen from this Grizzly offense a lot. They like taking shots over the middle. as a lot of times you get these safeties. I mean, they're playing on the outside instead of the middle.
Holtzman's pressured from the back side, and he'll way overthrow it. Almost hits the bleachers near the far side. Quick 3 and out for Labette County. They'll punt it away. He was looking for Griffin Eaton near the sideline. He was pressured from the back side.
Yeah, just held on to the ball too long there on a corner. If you got to get rid of the ball a little bit quicker than that if you're going to throw a corner route. But I don't think Griffin was the main target right there. I think it was someone else, and he felt that pressure, so he had to come back to Griffin.
As this punt might be blocked, it may have been tipped, as it looks like it.
If you're the Grizzly offense, you got to run the ball at least once. Give Kendall some room, because, I mean, the natives have been sending heat all night. I know it hasn't got to Kendall yet, really, but, I mean, you're so close to the goal, and do you want to take a chance like that? Or?
Yeah, that's true. A blindside hit. You can't fumble here, or Coffeyville will score.
Yes, the natives are just coming back to sit back in a cover 4 look, really, is what it looks like.
As Holtzman is going to fake the toss and keep it, he'll be hit firmly, still trying to stay on his feet. Gain of 1 for Kendall on the fake toss off the read option to the right side, as Caden Blackledge made his way on the field a little late on that play, but he got set in time.
Yeah, even though it didn't really turn out too good, I still like the play call. I mean, running the ball with Kendall there, a big, huge frame, ran a counter play right there, followed his lineman. It just wasn't there, but that's the right play call regardless.
2 receivers out to the right side for Labette, 1 on the far side, as we have an early whistle, probably a false start on Labette County. Oh, offsides. As we've seen 2 or 3 offsides. Bartlett Co-op, Labette Center for Mental Health Services, Community National Bank, Tank Connection, Wood Insurance Center, USD 506, the Corner Store of Altamont, Day and Zimmerman, and SEK Orthopedic. As Garcia makes his way to his feet and walks off the field under his own power, as this is a Coffeyville crew, kind of like Labette County, banged up a little bit. So Labette is out a couple guys tonight, or have been since the first game. Luke Ryan's out. He struggled to stay healthy through the season. Glenn Price, I believe Glenn is playing tonight, as he injured an ankle and was in a boot all day today at school, as he injured his ankle late in the game at Fort Scott.
He's already dealing with some
Ribs.
Oh,
yeah.
Goodness.
So 3rd down and 2. Labette County needs it as they're in their own territory at the 16. Eaton is in motion. Here's a fake jet sweep up the middle. 1st down, Labette County. Chandler Henson with one of his better rushes of the season, lowering his head and twirling his way to the Coffeyville 22.
Yeah, Chandler looked really explosive right there, and if he didn't stumble there, you wonder how much further he's going to go, as he's a great running back. I mean, him and Jamal Jackson both. I mean, if they get ahead of steam behind him, I mean, I wouldn't want to get in front of that, that's for sure.
As they are both just freshmen, that blows my mind. 1st down and 10 at the 22 of Labette County. I said Coffeyville, as Henson's going to get this one, as I believe he lost the football, and I think Coffeyville got it. Yeah, yep. As that's turnover, Labette County.
Kanan White there came in and made the initial contact, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, number 68 there managed to strip the ball out. So we were talking about before the game turnovers. You know, that's one thing we've done really a nice job with, and right there, that's what hurt us. So this Grizzly defense is going to have to go make another stop here. I mean, they're going to have to find a way to shut down this NATO rushing attack, get that offense back on the field.
As Coffeyville finally breaks the huddle with 15 seconds on the play clock, and they were huddled up near their own sideline, and they have to run to the left hash. They set up shop quickly. Ernie is the quarterback with Colbert, who has been ferocious tonight. He gets it around the right edge. He has some speed across the 15-10, cuts it around to the right side, and walks in untouched. A 22-yard rushing touchdown for Jeremy Colbert, and his second one of the night, and both he was untouched.
Yeah, that time Hunter Shapowski just didn't set the edge initially there. as he kind of got sucked back in by initial cut by Colbert, and Colbert brought it back out, and Hunter's unable to get off the block. Some really nice running here by Colbert. It's really impressive.
He's great. He's really fun to watch. As here's a give to a fullback up the middle, and he'll dive forward. He was hit below the waist, but he fell into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. It's Joseph Neuenschwander. So 24-6, Coffeyville leads it. 5:45 to go in the first half. We'll step aside for 60 seconds on KLKC Parsons.
Everybody is different. Everybody is different. Some get injured, while others simply wear down. Whether it's on the court, on the field, or at the gym, Labette Health's orthopedic and sports medicine team has the training and skill to repair, restore, and renew. We share the same goal, and together we'll write your comebacks.
Coffeyville set to boot it away once more, as that's not a phrase you want to hear, but we've heard it early and often. Coffeyville leads it 24-6. They've scored 3 times. Labette County scored on their second possession of the game off of a 20-plus yard touchdown pass to Daniel Easley, his first of the year, as here's the boot from the 40, one of his better kicks. It's fair caught by Boyle at the 30, or the 29 rather, as that is exactly where every one of Braden Gilflin's kicks have gone, as he's the kicker. Right to Boyle at about the 28, about every single time.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Coffeyville doesn't want to boot it deep. They don't want to risk giving it to Jamal Jackson or Lawrence Holt, and I wouldn't blame them, but I wonder if they're actually just trying to pooch kick and he's unable to hit the pooch kick. That's what I'm wondering about, 'cause he seems to be aiming more towards the sideline on these kicks.
Yeah.
So I don't really know what's going on there.
Regardless, Labette County has to score no matter where they're at on the field. Here comes a bit of a blitz. Good protection.
Good ball.
As
that's gotta be
Griffin
something.
Eaton was kind of jammed in between 2 Coffeyville defenders. Amani Luton in on the coverage as he was just kind of bear hugging accidentally. Griffin Eaton, no flag called. Second down and 10.
I guess the ball, they deemed it uncatchable or whatever, even if he wasn't interfered with. But Holton gets that ball a little bit closer to him. He may draw a flag there. I don't really know what could have happened there, but
Jackson is the halfback. Eaton's in the slot with Boyle the wideout. Both of those guys are on the right side.
So they got a safety over the top of Griffin here. So
as
they're
they
starting
are.
to double up on him.
As Holtzman takes the snap in the shotgun as he is hit
Great
after
ball.
he gets it out, but he gets it away to Boyle, nearly caught by Boyle. He laid out for it, overthrown, as it was just a bit of a go route for Boyle.
Yeah, Boyle took his time getting off the release there, which he had to because he was getting jammed pretty good there. But Holtzman, you got to notice how the leverage out there that Boyle's getting pressure. Hey, I can't just one step at this. I got to hang on to it a little bit longer, then throw it.
It was a great throw for a guy right in his face. I thought he was going to get hit.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to find a way to create a little bit more time there so you give Boyle a chance.
As Coffeyville's going to send 6 and force Holtzman to roll out, but it's caught by Eaton, and that's a first down to Labette County. Eaton stays in bounds, bounces off of the defender, and gets to the Coffeyville 43-yard line. So a big-time connection to Griffin Eaton on 3rd down and 10 as he took a shot at their own 40 right at the sticks, but kept going. He is tough to bring down.
Yeah, ball player Griff right there, as that's what Coach Daney used to call him in baseball. He's making plays for us right now. Nice little spin move there as When you need a big play, you've gone to Griffin Eaton throughout his career. I mean, he's just a special player for us.
Empty set for Holtzman. He's going with the same route to Easley. Easley was wide open at about the 15-yard mark. Down the field, overthrown, 2nd down and 10. 4 straight throws for Labette County.
Yep, you got that cover one look, and they're putting that safety over Griffin now, so that's leaving Daniel Easley one-on-one with number 54 for the NATO, Braden Voss, the junior. As the Grizzlies are liking that matchup, as they've ran that concept a couple times now.
2nd and 10 inside Coffeyville territory. Their second trip across this side of the 50. They have the wind at their backs. Wind's dying down a touch as Holtzman's pressured. He's elusive. He'll tuck it and run. Cut inside. Make one man miss. And then he's swarmed to the ground by 3 NATO. A gain of 4 for Kendall. But he is elusive in the pocket tonight.
I am extremely impressed with how Kendall Holtzman has come out. I mean, just on that play to Griff a little bit ago, I mean, he was on the move and he threw a dart to him, and right there, he saw the pressure, he stayed up, he moved up in the pocket, found the gap, and scrambled a little bit.
He's playing more loose. He's not as tight. He's not as paranoid.
He's looking like a cornerback.
I mean, I feel like Kendall used to play a bit paranoid about it. Oh, is there a guy? Are there footsteps? But he's hearing the footsteps, I'm sure, because there are white jerseys there. But he's not reacting the way he used to, and he is looking great here this evening. As Coach Price is going to burn his second timeout of the half, Labette County with a positive drive coming. It'll continue in 30 seconds on KLKC Parsons.
V93.5 is your home for the best variety of the 80s, 90s, and today. Get your day started with the Anna and Raven Morning Show. You're the judge during couples court. Couples share their disagreement, and then you decide who's right. Think you know pop culture trivia? It could pay off, and you score the cash jackpot when you play Can't Beat Raven. Krause in the house gets you home every weekday afternoon starting at 2. Stream us anytime, anywhere at KLKCradio.com.
Third down and 5 for Labette County. Kendall Holtzman, as we bragged on a little bit before the break, has looked fabulous on this drive. 4:30 on the clock in the first half. Labette needs to score before the break. It's a snap to Holtzman. He's looking on the far side. What a ball! As it's going to be caught! It's going to be caught! What a ball! It's Xavier Phillips on the far side. From the right hash to the far sideline. It's a gain all the way down inside the Coffeyville 15. That is one of the best passes I think I have ever seen. And I mean it.
Yeah, I don't think people understand how tight of a window that ball had to be put in right there. Wow, Kendall Holtzman, bravo.
That was unbelievable. As Holtzman's looking for more, he's going to go to Boyle on the slant route. Oh, it's tipped in the air, nearly intercepted. If that ball is 6 inches lower, we are celebrating a touchdown. Man, Holtzman is slinging it.
Yeah, I mean, excellent ball placement on the one before, but right there, I mean, that's the worst spot to put a slant ball. High outside, you want to keep those low inside if you're going to miss. We're lucky it didn't get tipped up higher in a pick right there. As number 7 for the Tornadoes, Josh Shoby, was in excellent position if it was tipped a little bit higher to make a play on the ball.
2nd and 10, Labette inside the red zone for the first time tonight. In their last score, they scored from outside the 20. 2 receivers left and right. Here's a fade route to the far corner. Trey Vinson as he's tugged on and they'll call it. It'll be pass interference if not holding, but either way, it will move the ball forward for Labette County, closer to the goal line.
Yeah, I don't know if it's, I believe it's halfway to the goal line here, as we're too close for 15.
I think it depends on what it is, if it's holding or interference.
Either way, I believe both are automatic first downs, so we should get a first down from...
Did he ever signal what the call was?
I think the white hat's still waiting. Or he may have.
I think he must have. As they move the sticks forward, it's not a first down.
So it may have been holding.
It's 2nd down and 4 for Labette County on about the 8-yard line. Here's a give to Jackson up the middle, bouncing back and forth and twirled forward to the 1 yard line, maybe the 2. I can't tell from here.
Those great cuts by Jamal Jackson right there. He's making those NATO linebackers look a little bit foolish there before big O number 65, Kanan White, just tossed them or sent him on a little joyride there.
First and goal, Labette County at the Coffeyville 2-yard line.
See, normally right here we would sneak it, but I don't think we will with big 65 in there. So it'd be interesting to see if maybe we run a little swinging gate right here instead of on the 2-point. You don't know.
You never know. As right now they'll go with the shotgun set. You have Boyle on the far side to the right. The ball's on the left hash. Griff Eaton in motion. Here's the snap. It's a jet sweep to Eaton. He has a crease, and he's in! Griffin Eaton with a rushing touchdown. Labette County gets within a dozen. Touchdown, LC Grizzlies with 3:14 on the clock in the first half. Labette County needs to convert a 2-point conversion to chip within 10.
Yeah, I think we're just going to option it right here on this swinging gate. I don't think we're going to, or maybe we'll try to kick it. I believe last week we kicked the extra point.
It was successful, too.
So, no, I don't know what's going on. As it seems to be they're just going to run a normal play for a 2-point here. So.
I like it, as the swinging gate hasn't been effective. As there finally is a D-back on the far receiver, Trey Vinson. So 2 receivers right and left. Here is the snap. Holtzman rolling out to the right side. It is caught. It's good. Griffin Eaton on the zig route to the right pylon. Labette County gets within 10, 24-14. Another great drive pieced together by Coach Argerbright and Kendall Holtzman.
Griffin Eaton is just a special player. I believe he's going to get some looks from someone eventually. I mean, sure, he's not the tallest, he's not the biggest guy. He gets open.
He's Julian Edelman, that Danny Amendola. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just a reliable, hardly ever drops it. He'll take a hit, gets open, knows when to fall.
Sneaky athletic, that's for sure. As you take one look at Griffin, you don't think he's quick. He's quick. He's very quick. He's twitchy, as some people will put it. I mean, he can shake you around a little bit. I mean, he has some. He's just a great kid, great player for us.
Here's an interesting fact. In Labette County's last win, and I don't mean against Fort Scott, the one before that back in 2020 against St. Michael, Griff Eaton was the starting quarterback that night here at Lucas Field. And now he's catching balls from Kendall Holtzman, who is just becoming a different man. I've never seen such improvement. If I could have just gone back and just bought a little bit of Kendall Holtzman stock, I would be rich right now on a beach somewhere in the East Coast. 24-14, 3 minutes left in the first half. It's a fumble, and it's picked up by Labette County. Inside the 15-yard line, 1st and 10, Labette County. Coach Page fist pumps his way all the way out to midfield to pick up the tee.
Was that Caleb Jarman? I think that was Caleb Jarman who came in and made the hit. I believe a few weeks ago I was telling him not to get into some big boys or something. Said, Jarman, you're too small.
I think he heard you say that. Caleb Jarman is not too small. Caleb Jarman is making plays. Forced the fumble, and it was picked up. I think it was Matthew Boyle on the far side.
Boyle, as I didn't see where the ball squirted out at, but wow, what a hit.
That was a phenomenal hit. Happened on the far side of the field. The return man barely had any room to run. He took probably 8 or 9 quick steps and then was blown up, head on the ball. Fumble. 1st and 10, Labette County on the Coffeyville 14.
Those are the plays that are going to win us this ball game right here. I mean, it may have looked a little bit grim a little bit ago when we couldn't stop Coffeyville, but how about it? Let's not let Coffeyville touch the ball. I mean, we got 3 minutes left. Let's find a way to milk as much clock as we can here and put the ball in the end zone, going to halftime down 2 at best.
As there's 2 receivers to the left side, the ball is hugging the right side of the left hash. Trey Vinson is in motion. They fake it to him and throw a slant route to Griff Eaton. It's tipped in the air.
Great defense by Griff.
As it was defense by Griff. It was a similar situation with that pass to Boyle earlier. A little too high and a little behind.
Yeah, they're in motion with Vincent there to isolate Griffin over their one-on-one, but the safety didn't all the way bite, and he came back. It's a high ball. Who knows what would happen if the ball would have been lower, but that safety was there.
2:59 on the clock, as you can't get cute if you're Labette County. You got to stay disciplined, chip away, and get down there and score. As you're on the 14, but you got to keep your mind in check a little bit. I know it's fun to get out there and sling it, and man, this is easy, but you got to stay disciplined. As we have a stoppage of play, as Coach Price is going to take his third and final timeout of the half. So Labette County in a good position off of a fumble created by Caleb Jarman on the kick return. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the NATO 14. Labette's down 10. We'll return in 30 on KLKC Parsons.
Day & Zimmerman, one of the largest privately owned companies in the U.S. with operations across the country and internationally. We are comprised of multiple brands that put people to work, protect our freedoms, and improve the world. The Parsons, Kansas location has manufactured munitions for over 50 years for our country's warfighters. Day & Zimmerman has immediate openings for production operators starting at $18.02 an hour on our weekend crew. Work a 12-hour day shift Friday, Saturday, and Sunday and receive 40 hours of pay. We also offer competitive benefits. Apply today.
Kendall Holtzman trots his way onto the field as Glenn Price, the offensive lineman, is having a seat down here by a manager, Alyssa Berriger, of the team, as he's not in the game at the moment. Holtzman empty set. He takes the snap. Good job by the offensive line. He'll roll out to the right side. Holtzman slips and falls.
Oh, that's a flag. That has to be a flag. There's no way they can allow that to happen.
Holtzman slipped and fell, and then a NATO rolled in and hit him.
That has to be a unnecessary roughness or something. The officials missed a huge call for us right there. As they blew the play dead, and he just came in and just smashed him. I mean, I don't know how you can miss that necessarily.
That hurts. Now it's 3rd and 15 from the 19. I said you can't get cute, and I know he tripped and fell.
He had a man wide open. I think that's what he saw when he came back, and he just slipped. But I believe it was Daniel Easley, the tight end, wide open in the end zone there.
Because you got to maybe pick away at the middle of the field. That's worked in this game. As here's a pass to the far side. Boyle's cut off, can't get there.
That's Xavier Phillips.
That's a tough throw to make. That is Xavier. You're right. As they have similar builds, and they both wear white arm sleeves.
Yeah.
But the ball's on the right hash, and he threw that to the left corner. That's a long pass, as you well know.
But a little bit underthrown there, and who knows, the ball got up a little bit. DB didn't have his head turned at all. Could have drawn a flag there also.
Now it's 4th and 15 from the 19, as that is just a tough way to slip and fall. That kills this drive. But hopefully Labette can get sneaky in between the safeties or on the perimeters here, as Coffeyville's given up big chunks to score. As Holtzman's going to take the snap. It's a two-step drop. He'll look across the middle. It's overthrown and he dropped it. I thought he intercepted it from the shadows.
It's probably a good decision to drop the pick right there.
He could have caught it, yeah.
Yeah, but they'll have better field position because he dropped it.
So it'll be 1st and 10 Coffeyville. As man, that
huge missed
gosh
opportunity
dang,
there.
You might not get another one like that. That is rare. You had 1st and 10 at the Coffeyville 14, and 3 plays later, you have 4th and 14 at the 19. That is not a concoction to beat the number 7 team in 4A.
No, it is not, but you still got to like where you're at from a defensive aspect, as I don't know how many timeouts Coffeyville has used. They may have all 3. I don't think they'll come out and run it.
They have 2.
They have 2. So I don't think they'll come out and just run the ball. They may do the first couple of plays, but I don't believe anything after that they're going to run it.
As they're going to run with Colbert, as he's still shedding Grizzlies all the way out to the 30. Gain of a dozen for Colbert. He's still going and is never brought to the ground. As heck, John, I would just keep running it. I know it burns time off, but he's
gaining 15
every time
right now.
Every single time. 90 seconds and counting. Coffeyville taking their time, working their way into the wind as well. That can affect the passing game a touch too.
Yeah, well, normally if you don't have such an amazing ground game, if you ran the ball, you'd run it on the first couple plays or so before you start throwing it. But
another give to Colbert along the right side. He's still carrying Grizzlies. Gain of 9 for Colbert.
Kurt there on the tackle. I believe Coach Wade burned his second timeout of a half also. So
As he did, we'll step aside for 30 seconds and come back with a NATO drive to close out the first half.
High school sports fans, follow your team live with the free ScoreStream mobile app. Just download ScoreStream to get real-time scores, photos, and awesome video from your game and your rivals. Plus, follow your favorite teams and friends. Get real-time high school sports from ScoreStream.
Second down and 1. It's a give to Colbert. He runs into his own offensive lineman and then is piled backwards. They'll say forward progress got him the first down, gain of 3.
Clock's moving though.
And so is the Coffeyville offense as they are already trying to get in their set. 60 seconds and counting.
They just going to keep running. Okay, there's the pass.
Ernie's going to pass it. He'll roll out to the right side and whip it near the first down, gain of 9, and he gets out of bounds. So 46 seconds is on the clock, and Coffeyville's in Labette County territory.
If you're the Grizzlies here, I haven't seen much of an arm on their quarterback, as he's only 5'6", 137 pounds. So you may be able to get up a little bit here. Honestly, keep your safeties back, but if you're Lawrence Holt or Trey Vinson, take a couple steps up and test this Coffeyville athleticism out here.
Colbert goes out into the flats. We have a flag on the field as Ernie's going to be ripped to the ground, a loss of 1 as he tried to tuck it and run. So it's 3rd down and 3 with the flag pending, as I think it's an illegal shift on the offense. It is an illegal shift on the offense, and it will be accepted by Coach Price.
Yeah, I think if you're the NATOs here, I mean, you take one more shot, but then after that, I think you just take a knee and go to half. You're on your side of the field now with 30 seconds left. I mean, you're up 10. I don't know why you do risk a bad play happening or something that gives the Grizzlies a chance to score before half here.
2nd down and 6. Chris Stevens coming in on Ernie. It's thrown over the top. Intercepted by Kagan Bates. Kagan Bates is going to get to the 48, and that's where he will be brought down. The freshman with his first high school varsity career interception. Labette County gets the ball back, but more importantly, gets the stop.
Chris Stevens got through that line quick and forced that pass, or that errant pass, and Kagan Bates was there to make the play. As Kagan is hyped up, as he should be.
He is a good safety.
That was an amazing play by him there. As if you're the Grizzly offense, you got 18 seconds. Hey, maybe we run that little bubble pass. Maybe Coffeyville hasn't been looking at film so much, and we catch him. We catch him lacking, as some people would say.
I would definitely go for something. I mean, it's an empty set.
A little bit of trickery.
They're going to try to do it. As here's Blackledge in motion. Holtzman takes the snap. He's looking deep down the right side for Vinson. And they're going to call interference. 2 referees throw the flag as the ball landed at the Coffeyville 27, and they throw a flag. It'll be holding on Coffeyville. As that'll move Labette County forward. We'll see where they spot it. It was just holding.
I don't know if that was holding. I think that was
more pass interference. Yeah. He didn't really grab him at all.
They're moving the. All right, I don't know what. So last time we got a holding call, we only moved up 5 yards.
I don't really understand high school rules either, John. I really don't. They seem a bit spotty.
I think it's more judgment at this point.
I agree.
We'll give them 5 here or something like that. I don't know how they do it.
1st and 10 at the Coffeyville 40. 13.8 on the clock. 7 seconds left in the play clock. Empty set for Holtzman. Low snap. He picks it up off the ground. He rolls out. He has to throw it. Throws it over the top to Eaton. It's caught, but he loses it. Big time hit from the safety.
Number 10. Mason Lochner, 5'6", 162-pound senior safety for the Natives, laying the boom there on Griffin Eaton.
As he kind of stood over the top of Eaton and looked down at him, and he's looking at the Grizzly sideline shaking his head. So now there's 8 seconds on the clock. You have time for one more shot.
Shoot, I don't blame him. If you make a play like that, you do all the head shaking you want. I mean, that was just a great play by the safety.
John,
What?
we promote good sportsmanship here.
I'm just saying.
Never look down on a man, especially when you're my size. 2nd down and 10, 6 seconds. He's pressured from the front and back, and he'll be dumped for the first sack tonight, but it doesn't really matter other than maybe a tinge of momentum going into the locker room. But more importantly, Labette County should have the momentum as they were the last team to score in this half and the last team to create 2 turnovers. A forced fumble from, help me,
Oh, shoot, I'm trying to remember.
Caleb Jarman.
Yeah, Jarman.
And then Kagan Bates with the interception. So going into the halftime break, as Glenn Price is limping to the locker room on that ankle, he did not play most of that first half. It is Coffeyville 24, Labette County 14. We'll break down the first half. John and I will take a break. We'll step aside for 8 minutes, if that's okay, Amanda, here on KLKC, and we'll come back with our halftime show. They've done an okay job of running it, I feel like. But they've elected to go towards the pass and be very pass heavy.
Yeah.
As, you're playing from behind, a little bit, got to play some catch up. But Holtzman's thrown the ball a lot, and he has looked fabulous.
Absolutely. I mean, I think this may be the best quarterback play that Labette County's ever had. I know we had Easton Dean, but Kendall Holtzman, I think he looks way sharper than Easton ever was. I mean, he's putting the ball in tight windows.
Easton, John said it, not me. If you're watching this,
listen, I apologize, but
that was not. Easton just caught a touchdown catch in a D1 football game a week ago.
But did he throw it?
John,
I'm sorry, but
I'm not affiliating myself with this at all.
I'm sorry. It may be recency bias because we just watched it, but Ken Holtzman has looked absolutely tremendous tonight. And I think the biggest thing is we have to control the ball, like time of possession. I think we have to come out and have at least 18 minutes of possession if we're going to win this thing. Because, Coffeyville with that ground attack, I'm not exaggerating when I say this. It got to a point where they're getting 10 to 15 a pop, just running the ball behind that huge O-line. So if we can prevent Coffeyville from holding onto that ball longer than a minute or two at a time, we're in a great position.
As this is your halftime show brought to you by Eye Care Associates of Parsons, Doctors Gilmore, Newland, and Ray. Tonight's sponsor of Labette County football is Labette Health. As Labette County in the first half, as John was just saying, it sure looked like, and it was, that it was going to be the Jeremy Colbert show, as he's a running back for Coffeyville. He came into this game as their number one running back at nearly 600 yards, and he has well surpassed that. Tonight he has 2 touchdowns, both of them 20-plus yard rushing touchdowns, and he was untouched on both of them. And whenever they fed it to him, positive things happened. As John mentioned just moments ago, 8 to 10 to 12 to 15 yards per carry for Jeremy Colbert. Labette County had no answer. All the offensive line of Coffeyville had to do was pinch the linebackers and D-ends inside, and Colbert made nothing of our D-backs on the outside. That's all it was, and it worked every single time.
Yeah, these were just simply designed running plays. Just a trap and a counter, a misdirection even, allowing their tackles to push down and have these big offensive linemen pulling in behind them to create these lanes for Colbert to choose from. And even when the hole wasn't there, Colbert was making dudes miss.
Yeah, he was.
I'll be honest, we thought the running back from Pittsburgh was really impressive. Colbert, I think, is the best running back that we've played so far, in all honesty. Or shoot, I'm forgetting about Wellington. He's right up there with
Yep.
I forgot his name already, but
he plays their quarterback, running back, everything. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
He's right up there with him.
Yeah.
He's just a special player for Coffeyville.
Yeah, so he's definitely somebody who, the Labette County defense is going to have to keep an eye out on, as they did bottle him up much better. As Coffeyville, they slowed way down in the back half of that second quarter, and Labette County has scored 8 unanswered, which is just one score, but it could easily be 16 unanswered after that fumble. Coffeyville is lucky that Labette County didn't walk away with 8 points on the board there. As we're about 4 minutes away from second half, we'll come back in 60 seconds and continue our halftime show brought to you by Eye Care Associates of Parsons, Doctors Gilmore, Newland, and Ray. Welcome back, everybody, to the Eye Care Associates of Parsons halftime show on 106.7 FM KLKC Parsons. I'm Jack Leake alongside John Kohlers. Labette County trails Coffeyville 24-14 as they've just refreshed the clock with 3 minutes as the players continue their pre-second half warm-ups and stretch routines. As Coffeyville will receive the kick, so Labette County will have to buckle down and get a defensive stand. As John Kohler stepped aside during that break to go collect a few stats. Did you recollect anything, John, from what you looked at?
Yeah, most of Kendall's completions have all been 15 yards or more, as we've just been taking chunks out of this NATO defense. As I didn't see the total amount of passes he's thrown, but I'd say he's probably got it right around a 70-80% completion percentage to the half. And his yards per attempt, are through the roof. So he's really just throwing the ball down the field quite a bit. That's
something I wanted to talk about, too, is early on in his career, Griff Eaton set a record. Was it for single-season receptions?
Yes.
So that kind of proves my point even more. I would probably throw the ball to Griff Eaton 90% of the time. Last year, if I was a first-year varsity starting quarterback, find that guy and develop that connection. But my point is, Labette County didn't win a game last year, and he targeted Griff Eaton all the time.
And they weren't down the field either, and that's something that's really changed from this year. His targets aren't short anymore.
Yeah.
They're down the field where you can really make your money's worth.
Yeah.
Griffin Eaton is still on pace. I believe to set a new he's about to break his own record, I believe, at some point this season. He's on pace to anyways. And these targets aren't just these 5-yard hitches that we saw last year. These are 10-yard out routes, 15-yard post.
Yep.
And then, of course, the 5-yard hitches. But, most of the passes, they're down the field. They're stretching this defense out, and it's working. We're putting up points finally.
As what I was going to go on to say was this year especially tonight, he spread out the targets. Trey Vincent is involved. Matthew Boyle is involved. He's caught as many touchdown passes as Griffin Eaton. Xavier Phillips got his first one last night, and he was the recipient of probably the best pass I think I've ever seen on this field tonight. It was probably a
30-yard
35, 40 yard, 35 maybe, 30 yards.
I say 30. I don't think it's
okay. All right. 30.
It was a great ball. It was a perfect ball.
A 30-yard pass. He was pressured. Phillips was blanketed, and it was, I'm telling you, one of the best passes I think I've ever seen.
From any level. That was as tight of a window as it could be, and he made the pass. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, his Holtzman's 2-yard zig route to Eaton was better than any pass I saw from Russell Wilson last night. But we're not going to get into that. Labette County's going to kick it off as Joe Page is set to boot it away. As Labette County, as I mentioned, is going to have to buckle down and play some defense to open up the second half. This is a big drive for Coffeyville as the squib will end at the 20, and it goes in between his legs, and he picks it up at the 15. No. He'll reverse course. He goes across the 30, across the 40, across midfield, switching hands, and he's going to go all the way unless he's cut off at the 10. And Trey Vincent is going to get to him at the 5, and guess who it is? Jeremy Colbert. And John, you said, oh no, as any time something odd happens, you're thrown out of suit. You're thrown out of place.
Yeah, number 1, Lawrence Holt, the sophomore, he was our gunner on the outside there. And as a gunner, you're supposed to keep everything inside. You're not supposed to let anything outside. And what happened was when Colbert muffed the squib, he got a little bit antsy, it went inside. Colbert picked it up, made one cut, got back outside, no one there.
Yep. As it's something that shouldn't have worked to Coffeyville's advantage, but it sure did because it threw the Grizzlies' special teams defensive unit way out of sorts when the ball tumbled in between Colbert's legs. As there is a false start on Coffeyville, that'll back them up 5 yards, but man, that just sucks the air out of the atmosphere, your defense, your sideline, because you thought, man, we have a chance. And what was talked about in the locker room was, okay, after we get our stop, we're going to run this. But now Coffeyville's got it inside the 15.
Yeah, that was a real killer there, but I say first down and 11. It should be 15. It should be first down and 15 for the NATOs here, but
I think they were inside the 10 already. So here's a give to Colbert, and he's drugged down for a short gain.
Yeah, I
Gain
think
of a couple.
they pulled linemen to the other side, though. I don't know why Colbert ran that way. It was a counter to the backside, so maybe a miss. That wasn't even Colbert. That was a different running back, number 32, 33. I want to say it was Armando Magana.
LaMarcus Allen, I think.
You think it was
32, yeah.
Yeah, he was in the game. He just didn't follow his lineman there. He ran to the opposite side. So Colbert's back in the game.
As Colbert is back in, he'll get it along the left side. He's pancaked. Cody Hamilton, as well as...
There's a big hole there, too.
There was. It was sandwiched quickly. Cade Kernut and Cody Hamilton, two phenomenal linebackers on this Grizzly unit.
Well, yeah, that was the same exact play as they ran before. I mean, the difference was Colbert actually followed the blocks, and they were there. If Cody doesn't make that play, he's walking in for 6.
3rd and 9, it's a pass play. Ernie throws an out route, and it is caught, and he will not score.
Lawrence Holt, great play.
4th and goal at the 3-yard line. Recipient was Amir Luton, and Coffeyville is probably going to go for it, and they're on, we'll see where they mark it, the 5-yard line. I thought it was the 3. So 5 makes it interesting. We'll see. Do you run? Do you pass?
The way they're running it, I had to run the ball. So if I'm the Grizzlies here, you match up with them on the outside. You match up with the eligible receivers, and you send everything, including the kitchen sink. You even throw the mortgage in right here.
As Ernie gives it to Colbert, he stumbles a little bit, and he's ripped to the ground! Cody Hamilton, senior leader, turnover on downs, 1st and 10, Labette County.
What a play by the senior there, as him and Colbert both stumbled there, but Cody recovered in time and made an amazing play for a loss of 5 on that play, I believe.
Yep. As right off the give, Colbert tripped a little, and it hitched him by just enough so the senior leader could get there and bring him to the ground in a bear hug fashion.
Now, for the Grizzly offense here, well, you've been throwing the ball around. I just want to see Kendall Holtzman zip it across the field here.
As we have a timeout, Coffeyville, as Coach Price was the coach that elected to burn timeouts early in the first half, but Coach Wade of Coffeyville burns one early in the second half. Labette County with a crucial turnover on downs forced upon the NATO. We'll take 30 seconds here on KLKC Parsons.
Everybody is different. Some get injured, while others simply wear down. Whether it's on the court, on the field, or at the gym, Labette Health's orthopedic and sports medicine team has the training and skill to repair, restore, and renew. We share the same goal.
Loss of 1 on the first play of the drive for Labette County. Chandler Henson was the ball carrier. 9 minutes and counting. Quarter number 3. Labette trails by 10. Coming off of their biggest defensive stand of the night. Coffeyville and Jeremy Colbert ran the kickoff all the way back to the 10.
Trey Vinson in the backfield.
It is Trey Vinson to the left of Holtzman. He'll go out into the flats, and I thought he was going to get it. Overthrown, incomplete, 3rd and 11. As if you punt here, Coffeyville will get the ball inside the 40. So, a tough situation for the Grizzly offense.
You got to find a way to get a first down here at least, as the sideline marker has it marked as 3rd down, which it should only be 2nd. But
it's 3rd. They ran a play.
I apologize, folks. I'm not.
Well, they ran the ball before we came back from the break, and there was the incompletion. As Chandler Henson is the halfback. Trey Vinson is the receiver out to the left side. As Holtzman takes the snap on a big 3rd and 11. It's a throw, and it's caught. Blackledge, first down, Labette County. As Blackledge is shoved out of bounds pretty firmly.
Hey,
That's a
matter,
huge
though.
first down.
First down. I mean, that's what we needed right there. See, now if keep finding ways to move the chains, find the weakness in this defense. So right now, it's been those 10-yard out routes to Griffin Eaton, Caden Blackledge. I mean, you can really pick your poison right here if you're the Grizzly offense, whether or not you come back to that seam route up the middle of Daniel Easley. That's been there all night. So, I mean, just find what works and just choose from it. I mean, right now we have so much stuff that's working for us on the offense.
Henson is the back, and he'll get it this time, and he has nowhere to go. Gain of nothing on the play as Jeremy Colbert, the running back, is the corner on Trey Vincent on the far right side of the field. Labette County's working into the wind as it is still howling. I say howling. It's a decent breeze as it's doing enough to keep us cold up here. I can only imagine. That's going to sound bad, but sitting down on the bleachers, I got to imagine those cold bleachers would really drop your temperature. Second down and 10 for Labette, 8 minutes and counting. Two receivers to the right side. Eaton's in the slot. They'll throw a hitch route, and there's some miscommunication between Blackledge and Holtzman, as Holtzman thought it was a hitch route as he looks over to the sideline and makes the motion. Some miscommunication there. That's the first time we've seen just blatant miscommunication amongst this Grizzly offense, and now they face another 3rd and long.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you look at the hand signals Price gives you and stuff, and with the hitch route, it kind of looks like a hitch and go signal sometimes, so that's where that miscommunication happens. But you just got to pay attention to what he actually gives you, and get on the right page with Holtzman.
Holtzman takes the snap. He's looking for
Good
Vincent
ball.
over the top. It's caught! Vincent snags it and does a masterful job of keeping his feet in bounds. It's a gain of 20 plus. 1st and 10 Labette County at their own 45.
Yeah, Kendall Holtzman's just out here dropping dimes at will at this point, as that one is just right over the head of the defender where only Trey Vincent could go get it and make a play on the ball.
I think Holtzman's only been sacked once, John.
This O-line has done a tremendous job tonight.
As he's going to step up in the pocket, tuck it, run, makes one man miss, and he'll gain a handful. They're going to give him a long 5.
As there is the NATO down. He's back up, folks. We're all right.
As he sure looked shaken up. As they're going to give Holtzman 6. It's 2nd down and 4.
Is that Kendall Holtzman out there or Lamar Jackson? Oh, you see that cut?
It was a nice. He's not joking. That was a nice cut.
He shook him out of his boots. It was an amazing cut.
It was.
And then, watch, this next play, Kendall Holtzman come back and throw a dime. Kendall Holtzman is a dual-threat quarterback, folks. He's not just a pocket passer.
A bit of a high snap and a late give to Henson. He bounces off of a NATO and somehow gains 2 yards. It'll be 3rd down and a long 2 coming for Labette as Henson was hit in the backfield and just kind of pinballed off.
Yeah, if you're the Grizzlies here, it's 4-down territory for
Oh,
sure. Yeah. So, I mean, if you really wanted to, if you're arguing right, you can almost take a shot here. Now, don't actually listen to me if you hear me argue right, but I want to see a shot here. That's just...
That was the greatest sequence I think I've ever heard in my life. I'm going to go back and clip that. That's hilarious. I want to see a shot, but if you're listening, don't do it.
I mean, it's just... I don't know.
3rd and 2 for Labette near midfield at the Coffeyville 46. Henson remains the back. Holtzman takes it, rolls out to his left side, pressured in his face, throws over the top to Vincent. It's underthrown and incomplete. As not a bad ball, as it kind of helped Vincent to have to go down to get it as he had a chance, as Colbert was on him, and Colbert is on the ground holding his left ankle. As Colbert is helped to his feet, and he's a little bit ginger on one of those ankles.
Yeah, he shook off number 1 there, but number 54 was very adamant that he wanted Colbert back up and on the field. So, it's a bit ginger out there, but I guess Argobert Hardwicks, he took a shot, which, I mean, the play was there. It's just unfortunate it didn't work, but if I'm the Grizzlies here, I'm finding a way to give Griffin Eaton the ball here.
As it is 4th and 2. You got to be wise. Eaton in motion. It's a jet sweep to Griff Eaton. He has room, and he'll get the 1st down, as that is exactly where they went with the football.
Yep. That's who you give the ball to on third down. Griffin Eaton. No other dude. I don't want to see I don't want to see the ball going anywhere else but Griffin Eaton on third down.
Labette County's picked up a 3rd and 10, a 3rd and 11, and a 4th and 2, and they've burned some time, which is just fine, as they're working their way into the wind, into the Coffeyville 43-yard line. Fresh set of downs. 2 receivers out to the left side. Colbert on Vinson. That's been a fun one to watch. Holtzman takes the snap with a dozen on the play clock. Steps into it. Heaves down the left sideline. It's underthrown by just a hair. As Trey Vinson is beating Colbert nearly every situation. But you're right. The wind died that ball down the last few yards of its descend.
Oh, if the wind wasn't blowing so much, I mean, that's a perfect ball and a half.
That's true.
I'm probably giving Holtzman a bit more credit than what's due, but I think that's on the money if the wind's not affecting it at all. As Holtzman stepped up into the pocket in the face of pressure and delivered a pretty ball down the sideline.
As here's the snap, it's a bigger drop this time, a throw over the pass, and it is not caught as it's through the hands of Blackledge, as Holtzman was nearing his 2nd sack of the evening as he was being closed in on quickly by that right side linebacker, and he still delivered a nice ball to Blackledge that should have been hauled in. It would have been a gain of about 8. He wouldn't have gotten any farther. It is 3rd down and 10 for Labette County.
Yeah, there's something I just picked up on, but Matthew Boyle is not in the ball game tonight. Or I've not seen him. He's on the sideline by the coaches right now, so I wonder if that finger has something to do with that, but that was a huge missed opportunity for the Grizzlies.
Trips to the left side, a bit of a cushion on the slot receiver. Holtzman is nearly dumped as the pass is going to hit the dirt. 4th and 10 for Labette County. As you might as well go for it because your defense got to stop on the 10-yard line earlier, so you might as well go for it now. 5 minutes and 40 seconds left in the third quarter. They're going to punt it away.
Yeah, but on that play right there, he had Griffin Eaton, and if the line had just held up for half a second more, I think that one's going for 6. I mean, Griffin had both the linebacker over him and the safety both beat on his corner route, and he was wide open. So, just little plays like that, you wish you could have them.
As Page punts it away, as it'll take a Grizzly bounce inside the 25 to the Coffeyville 24. And so that's where the NATO will set up shop. So Labette County off their biggest defensive stand of the night and an impressive offensive drive, but it came to a screeching halt at the Coffeyville 45-yard line as they booted away. Coffeyville will have it 1st and 10 when we return in 30 seconds on KLKC Parsons.
High school sports fans, follow your team live with the free ScoreStream mobile app. Just download ScoreStream to get real-time scores, photos, and awesome video from your game and your rivals. Plus, follow your favorite teams and friends. Get real-time high school sports from ScoreStream.
Coffeyville will have it 1st and 10. A high snap again and a give to the halfback.
Play.
Ripped to the ground. Loss of 1 on the play.
Cody Hamilton once again. He's reading these plays right from the playbook, folks, as he is there every time right now to make the play in the backfield. I wonder if it's something they saw at halftime. They got with Cody, Coach Hayward, Coach Pierce got with them. Like, hey, when they line up like this is what's going to happen. You see these just pull, go here. Maybe it's one of those things, but Cody Hamilton has been all over this NATO offense.
Absolutely, he has. 7 down linemen for Coffeyville. A play action slant, nearly picked. Went through the hands of Barrett Heston, and then Kagan Bates thought he had a chance to lay out for it, so the freshman making an impact. Those are 2 really good safeties, John.
And they're both freshmen.
They're good.
Insane. I mean, they're picking up on stuff that most guys don't pick up till their 2nd or 3rd season back there. I mean, it's really a positive sign for this defense that has really struggled so far this season.
5 minutes on the clock. Labette County D is stout on this possession. The linebackers are showing blitz. We'll see what they do. Kagan Bates is on the slot receiver. They'll run it up the middle, and he's met at the sticks. Gain of 2. Barely gets back to the original line to gain. 4th and a long 9 for Coffeyville. They'll come on to punt it away.
Whatever adjustments Coach Hayward, Coach Brown, Coach Pierce, that whole defensive staff they made at half, it's working out really good for us. That's back-to-back stop, folks. And if you didn't know before half, we couldn't have stopped this team at all.
They were on pace to score 48.
Oh, I'm sure they would have had over 300 rushing yards as well. I mean, they were running the ball at will, folks. They can't even gain a yard now.
As they should have good field position, granted anything sloppy, but it's a good low punt, a great punt, as Labette County's going to lose it. It's a fumble, but it's recovered by Labette County. Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
John, can you talk while I pick my heart up from the floor? It just fell.
Yeah, the punter hit a nice line drive right at Lawrence Holt, and it took an ugly bounce, bounced off the knee of Lawrence Holt, and Amani Lutton, I believe, or Amari, one of the twins, ran to dive on the ball and squirmed out, and Lawrence Holt managed to get back on top of it. So, really fortunate. I wouldn't say fortunate. Really wacky set of events there that bounced in our favor. Let's just say that, folks. That's the best way I could describe it.
Punt returns are so hard. It seems like the ball is like a wet bar of soap. It's just so hard to grab.
Looked like a Looney Tunes show or something.
It did. It really did. Griff Eaton is the man in motion. 1st and 10 for Labette. They'll throw it to him in the flats. It's caught. He'll cross the 40. Try to make a man miss. And he'll stutter step for a gain of 1, as maybe if he would have just kept running to the edge, he might have gained 2 or 3, but I don't think it mattered much. 2nd and 9, Labette County.
Yeah, just the motion across with Griffin Eaton, get that defense flowing, I guess. Just a bubble screen right after it, try to create a mismatch, I guess. If that safety stayed on this side, you'd have a 3-on-2 on the outside over there. Really nice pursuit from the NATO defense, though.
Blackledge is in motion. Holtzman tries to get him on the freeze count. Coffeyville has not fallen victim this evening.
This ball is going to Trey Vincent on this near side.
As I was getting ready to say that. Trey Vincent's in about 6-yard press coverage on the near side. As there's going to be a delay of game, as Labette County had 30 seconds to get the play in and couldn't do it. As Holtzman just kept looking to the sideline, wondering what the play was. Coach Price is upset. Now 2nd down and 14. That hurts. I mean, it does.
Definitely is.
The coverage is the same on Vincent, though. It's Amir Luton. He's now in press coverage with Vincent on the near side. Eaton's going to join him in the slot as Holtzman takes the snap, and he's going to run it as he's got to hold on to the football as he is holding it with one hand extended as he's ripped to the ground for a gain of 2. As when Holtzman took that snap,
he wasn't expecting
he's
it.
looking around, shrugging his shoulders with his head tipped back in the air out of frustration, and meanwhile, there's a live play happening. This possession is all out of sorts.
It was supposed to be a freeze right there, and everyone but the center just kind of stood up and waited for the play, and the ball was already snapped. So
even if that wasn't supposed to happen, now that is not the time to start showing frustration. You've got to make do with what happens, adapt, and make a play happen. 2:30 left in the 3rd quarter. 3 seconds. It's 3rd down and 12. Holtzman's going to roll out. He's going to be hit from behind and dumped for the 2nd sack of the night. This possession, John, never felt right from the get-go.
It definitely did not, as miscues on our side of the ball and
that was a poor possession.
Drive killers, yeah. It was lack of focus, I think, is what really killed us there, as people were not tuned in to what plays were supposed to happen and to be executed. So if you're Joe Page here, try to pin them deep, and this offense has to find a way to get something going next time they receive the ball.
Page catches it and boots it away. A good punt. It will land at the Coffeyville 35, and it will be down to the 36. So a good punt from Joe Page, but a poor possession and another missed opportunity. That's back-to-back for the Grizzly offense, but the defense is keeping them in it. They're still only down 10 with 1:46 left in the 3rd. We'll step aside for 30 seconds on KLKC Parsons.
High school sports fans, follow your team live with the free ScoreStream mobile app. Just download ScoreStream to get real-time scores, photos, and awesome video from your game and your rivals. Plus, follow your favorite teams and friends. Get real-time high school sports from ScoreStream.
As there was a holding call on Coffeyville as we missed one play during the break.
Yeah, I mean, I want to say it was on the dude blocking Tate Claiborne, as he was the edge defender there trying to set the edge, and he just got kind of pulled back inside, allowing Colbert to get to the outside. But really nice pursuit from Kagan Bates on the play to make a great tackle, honestly.
He's just that kind of guy.
As if you're the Grizzlies here, that was a good call in your favor there.
As it makes it 1st and 20. Here's a give around the left side, and he's met at the line of scrimmage, gain of 1, as Labette County's defense has surely closed in on the Coffeyville running game, but Coffeyville's defense has done the same to Labette. It's a matter of who's going to score first.
Yeah, definitely. Both teams had time to adjust at half, and they've made great adjustments. Now it's just a battle of attrition. Which defense is going to give out first from what it looks like?
And here's the thing. If it's Labette County's defense that gives out first and Coffeyville scores, game's probably over. Yeah. But if Coffeyville's defense slips and Labette scores, we've got a burner. 2nd down and 20, 60 seconds and counting. It's an end around, and it's a moderate gain of 6. It'll be 3rd down and 14.
Yeah, it looks like Kate Cronut had a chance there to make a tackle for a loss, but he just couldn't quite get there to make the play. But nevertheless, I mean, these linebackers are reading these plays true and through and are making some great plays on the ball carrier.
Amir Luton on the carry. Name we haven't said that much this evening, as it has been the Jeremy Colbert show. "20 seconds and counting in quarter number 3. They're going to have to get a playoff. As here's a play action pass. Great protection. Now he's pressured from the front and back and tackled. It'll be 4th down and 9. Labette County's defense does it again as the clock is going to wind down, and that'll do it for quarter number 3. No score for either team in this quarter, as there were 38 points scored in the first half, but nothing so far in the second. We assume Coffeyville will punt. Will return in 60 seconds. Labette County trying to stay alive here at Lucas Field.
V93.5 is your home for the best variety of the 80s, 90s, and today. Get your day started with the Anna and Raven Morning Show. You're the judge during couples court. Couples share their disagreement, and then you decide who's right. Think you know pop culture trivia? It could pay off, and you score the cash jackpot when you play Can't Beat Raven. Krause in the house gets you home every weekday afternoon starting at 2. Stream us anytime, anywhere at KLKCradio.com.
Lawrence Holt elects not to bother with returning the punt, and rightfully so, as it ended up being a good net yardage punt all the way back to the Labette County 26. That's where Holtzman will have another chance. This is opportunity number 3, John, where Labette County's had the ball and Coffeyville has not scored on the possession before. They have to score on this drive.
Yeah, everything's got to click here for this Grizzly offense. It can't be like the last drive where you have miscommunications and snaps that weren't even supposed to happen here. You got to make plays here for this Grizzly offense.
Eaton is in motion, runs across the face of Holtzman. He fakes the snap. That'll make it trips to the left side. 9 seconds on the play clock, still awaiting the play call. Tanner Russell, wide receiver coach, giving it in as he gets it off, as it is a screen to Griff. He slips and falls. It'll be a loss of 4 on the play.
Yeah,
Labette County's gotten a bit conservative offensively.
Yeah, it was really just snuffed out there by number 54, Brayson Voss of the Coffeyville Tornadoes, as there's not really much there for that Grizzly offense, but
they're going to have to air it out.
Yeah, we talked about how they were just swinging the ball around that first half. They haven't really done that this half.
No, they haven't. 2nd and 13. As they've really been taking their time prior to snaps here. Play is still being called in with 6 seconds on the play clock. As here's a run up the middle. As that was a good call, as it makes it 3rd and manageable as Henson gets back to the line to gain. 3rd and 10 for this Labette County offense, as we haven't seen much Jamal Jackson in the second half, if any.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if something's happened, but I'd like to see Jamal in the game. I know Chandler Henson is such a great talent at that position, but Jamal's also another extremely good player, and we've seen flashes where if he gets a little bit of space, he can make stuff happen.
10:38 left in the game. Coffeyville leads 24-14. Nobody has scored in the second half. Labette County trying to do so here on this drive. It's 3rd and 10 at their own 26.
I try to go Griffin
Holtzman
Eaton.
steps back in the pocket, throws it over the top. It's a wobbly pass.
You have to make that play.
Oh my gosh, that should have been caught at midfield. It was dropped by Phillips or Blackledge, as he was wide open, hit him right in the hands. It was a wobbly pass, but it hit him right in the hands at the Grizzlies split face at midfield. Oh my gosh, that is a gut punch.
Yeah, he's just having an off night, and he's such a young and talented player. As you hate to see that hurt his confidence, but those are plays that have to be made for this Grizzly team that win games. So
Joe Page with a good punt. It's fielded at the 35, and he'll be brought down at the 40. Good punt recoverage, and a great punt again. That's back-to-back good punts from Joe Page. So Labette County's defense has to get a stop again, but man, oh man, that hurts. He was wide open.
Yeah, it definitely hurts, but you know who made that play right there? Caleb Jarman.
He's a beast. He's a legend.
He's come on these special teams. He's out here making plays. As I like to see that from Jarman, as he is such a nice kid.
As tonight's sponsor of our broadcast of Grizzly football is Labette Health. Other sponsors include Labette Community College, Forbes Hoffman Funeral Homes, Clemens Insurance Agency, Labette Health, Woodworth Enterprises. As here's an interesting formation from Coffeyville, as they haven't had much running on the ground this half, and so they try a different formation. Here's a gain of 4, a different ball carrier this time around. I can't see who it is, but they're running
Number
like a 3-wing set.
Hold up.
Joseph Neuenschwander, as there's Neuenschwander is in like a wildcat formation, and there's 3 players to the right of him in a staggered formation.
Yeah, I don't know what this is, I'll be honest.
That is interesting. They're just trying to get lead blockers in front. Neuenschwander lowers his head. First down and more. He's off to the races. He's at the Grizzly 20, 15, pushed out of bounds near that mark. And it sure worked. What an audible call by Coach Deontay Wade, as it had been stagnant for both teams all second half. That's the biggest play by far.
Yeah, I'm sure there is some name for it somewhere. I mean, somewhere in the depths of some playbook. But Coach Wade has brought it out off the dusty shelves, and it is working right now for this NATO offense that has really grown stagnant here in the second half. So back in that same formation with the Wildcat, number 40, Neuenschwander, taking the direct snap as he'll go to the right. Nice hold there, and he'll just go right through it, running over defenders. And
John, you took my play-by-play there.
I'm sorry. I mean, I was just talking.
You're taking my paycheck.
I apologize.
No,
I'll let
John,
you get your money. I'll let you collect your check.
As he did run it in for the touchdown, as, man, I don't think Labette County expected that at all, as that formation completely countered what Labette County had thrown at them the whole second half. Labette County just tried to plug the box, and it worked every time, but they just put 3 extra blockers there, and it worked.
Yeah, I mean, that was just... The best way I can describe it is, if you put Derrick Henry at quarterback, you put 3 fullbacks. Yeah. You put 3 fullbacks in there to his right, and he just ran right behind it.
Here's a play-action rollout to the left side, and it is caught somehow as gambling on the route was Lawrence Holt and Barrett Heston, and they came up just a tick too shy. 2-point conversion is good, and we wondered what team would strike first, and if it was Coffeyville, that really seals it, and it was Coffeyville. 32-14, Golden Tornado on top. Other sponsors of tonight's broadcast include Herman Lumber, Carson Wall Funeral Homes, Commercial Bank, Eye Care Associates of Parsons, Labette Bank, Bartlett Co-op, Labette Center for Mental Health Services, Community National Bank, Tank Connection, Wood Insurance Center, USD 506, The Corner Store, I have a new list. Day and Zimmerman, and SEK Orthopedic. I was reading my old list.
Oh, wait, we got new sponsors tonight?
A couple. So it's 32-14 with Coffeyville on top. As John, we knew... So, I mean, this wasn't going to go scoreless in the second half. I mean, both teams had played too well offensively in the first half. So you knew it was coming at some point, and if it was Labette County, we have a chance. If it was Coffeyville, we probably don't. And Coach Wade did what a good coach does. He changed it up, and it paid off big time.
Definitely just threw something out there that we haven't seen on film, obviously, as we are not prepared for it. It's pretty unorthodox. I don't think I've ever seen a team run that kind of formation. I've never seen it. Formation. I mean, interesting. That is for sure, as Neuenschwander is a big man to be bringing.
Yeah, he is.
I wouldn't say a very big man, but he's very bulky.
Yeah, he's 5'10", 180. He's got a good build of a fullback. As here's the first kickoff of the second half. It's fair caught at the 25, and that's where Labette's going to have to set up shop, and you have to keep your heads up. This team is used to having to do that.
Yeah, if you're this Grizzly offense, I don't think you just turn away from Caden Blackwood as he's been open all night. I mean, you just have to trust him that he's going to make the next play. I think that's what you have to do. I would give you an example of what I'm talking about, but I feel like most folks wouldn't know it, but you can't give up on him after 2 drops. He may go make you a play that's going to win this game for them. I mean, you have to stick with him.
As he's been stepping up big, he had a couple big first down catches as Matthew Boyle's still on the sideline. 100% has to be injury related with that hand. So first down and 10, Labette. It's a run up the middle. Jamal Jackson with his first carry in quite some time. Gains 0. Tried to bounce it around outside. Gap was closed quickly. Second and 10, 8:54 left in the game. Few substitutions being made as Cody Hamilton was in for that offensive snap. As you mentioned in the pregame show, we might see some different players at halfback.
Yeah, definitely. I'm surprised when he's not in there still, as we're going to go to more a pass-heavy set, stay in there and protect Kendall Holtzman.
Another give to Jackson, gains about half of a yard. Third down and long for Labette County. 2 straight runs. It's been a while since we've ran the ball 2 straight times.
Yeah, and we've gained 1 yard out of it, and the clock is moving. I don't know necessarily what's going on here, but...
And they're taking their time.
We got to get moving. I don't know if we're just throwing in the towel quite yet or if we're going to try to go win this thing, but...
It's taken a long time to get the plays called. I've noticed that here in the fourth quarter. It seems like Labette went from playing loose and
yep, that's a holding.
As Holtzman's going to be sacked for a big loss on third down, Labette's going to have to punt it away.
Yep, there's a holding call on the far side over there on Trey Vincent as the linebacker didn't quite get their set before the play started, and Trey Vincent blew behind. He just grabbed a hold of whatever he could and tried to prevent. As Glenn Price is just
it's holding. It's holding.
My goodness, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You saw what I was talking about, though, right?
It's holding on Coffeyville. So it's going to move the chains. The ref signals first down. And so it'll be 1st and 10 Labette County. So that's interesting.
I apologize, folks, but saw something rather extraordinary on the sideline there. As if you're the Grizzlies here, got to find a way. Take your shots here. Go to your go-to passing play here if you're the Grizzlies. It's been that 10-yard out to Griffin Eaton, or that post play down the seam to Trey Vincent or Caden Blackledge, but
1st and 10 at your own 36 off of a Coffeyville hold. It would have been 4th and 17, but instead a fresh set of sticks. Holtzman drops back to pass, steps into the pocket, tucks it to run, carrying NATO's on his back, and he'll gain 5. 2nd and 5 coming up for Labette County.
Yep, got to get up, get moving. You're down 3 scores. You got 7 minutes left in this ball game. You can't just bank on getting 3 onside kicks here, folks. You have to get moving.
7 minutes and counting. As the first half, I feel like, went by quick, John, but the second half's been a little bit slower, it feels like. So we're about halfway through the 4th quarter. Coffeyville likes to run the ball a lot. Labette County airs it out.
Expect a post here to Trey Vincent or something.
Here is a throw to the far side. Blackledge, nice job by Blackledge getting the first down out of bounds at the 50. And the ref hurled the flag in the air about 50 yards. Did you see how high he threw that flag?
Oh, yeah, he made sure everyone knew that he was calling the flag there, as almost looked like he was chucking up a baton or something like them trollers do.
It did.
It got some high arc there, folks.
It did. So that'll tack on what should be 15 yards after the play.
I really like it, though, not turning away from Blackledge after those drops, though, coming right back to him. And guess what? It paid off as we got a nice first down and then some, tacked on by that amazing penalty there called by that ref, as we're in NATO territory now with 6.5 minutes left. And I know time's starting to get down, but we still have a chance, folks. Just a couple plays score here. Hope you get an onside kick, go score again, and find a way to stop Coffeyville.
Holtzman steps back. It's a 2-step drop throw over the top, and it is in and out of the hands of Griffin Eaton. That is a rare drop, but there's a flag down at the line of scrimmage.
Probably holding
Usually holding on Labette County, but Holtzman did hit the ground. So we'll see if it's on Coffeyville. Nope. It's going to be holding on Labette County.
Maybe the pressure affected that pass a little bit, as it was a little bit too high for Griffin Eaton across the middle. But yeah, this is a long holding call, folks. I mean, this is 15-yard holding call is what we just witnessed, folks.
I thought holding was just 10 yards.
I guess
that's more than 10.
From where he called it, I guess it was 15 from the original line. As
Griff Eaton drops another one across the 40, it would have been a gain of about 12, but in and out of the belly of Griff Eaton, a rare drop from the senior, but he has been phenomenal tonight. So Labette County's facing a 2nd and 23.
You know what he does right after our drop? He comes back to Coach Price right on that sign. He's like, give me the ball again. I want this route. I want this ball right there, and I'll go make a play. I guarantee that's exactly what he told Coach Price right there. As full expect Ken Holtzman to give him the ball right here.
6:23 to go. Wind still coming at the back of Labette County.
He's going to try to run a corner route right here as he shifted over to the slot a little bit more to give him more room to run.
Ball is on the left hash. Holtzman has to scramble to his right side. He's hit from behind and is brought down as it'll be a sack. That's number 3 on the night. But they're slowly accumulating, as I don't think he was sacked in the first half, as Labette County's offensive line has done an awesome job against what was at the top of the spotlight, the Coffeyville defensive line.
That was another... This line judge down here on our side is having a tough night. I mean, that was another huge missed call there, as Griffin Eaton was held up, by number 5, Lutton, as he... I don't know how that's not a holding call. Another one on the NATOs. I mean, he didn't even try to play defense. He was bear hugging Griffin, as there's a false start called on the Grizzly offense here.
So that'll back him up again. It'll be 3rd and 36. So try to cut it in half here, go for it on fourth, and then try to get the other half. And the clock will run as we near the 6:15 mark, as it's just kind of falling apart offensively, not for Labette in the second half, but more or less in the fourth quarter, as they have just hit a massive brick wall, as it looked promising earlier on, as Trey Vinson catches a short slant, and he might just cut it in half as he gets across midfield to the Coffeyville 48, as flags fly, as this could give Labette County an automatic first down, should it be on Coffeyville.
It is, I believe, as Coffeyville's defense is backing up.
As it is going to be unsportsmanlike conduct on Coffeyville, and that should be an automatic first down.
Yeah, what went from a third down and a trip to St. Louis has turned into a first down of Grizzlies on a wacky play. I mean, I don't know. That's just a lack of discipline by that NATO defense, as you're up 3 scores, and I don't know how to explain it, folks, but just a lack of discipline by the NATOs is turning into the Grizzlies' favor. As Jack, is that a funny joke, Jack? Or?
As it's going to be 4th down and 11, John. As I don't understand why that's not a first down.
Yep.
As
number 5 Lutton over here.
It's going to be offsides on Coffeyville. So that'll make it 4th down and 6. But at every level of football, every level, that's an automatic first down. I don't understand why high school is so different in all their rules.
I didn't even notice that.
It's 4th down and 6 now off of an unsportsmanlike conduct. 5.5 minutes to go. Labette's down 18 points here on their home field against the number 7 team in 4A. As Holtzman takes the snap and drops back, he's pressured again, and he's going to be dumped. Nowhere to go. He falls forward and somehow got back to the line of scrimmage. Turnover on downs. The offensive line slowly wore down. It took a long time, John. This was one of their better performances, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But they've surely wore down on this last possession.
When you pass the ball, it allows those pass rushers to begin to tee off on the line, and so it really sucks about not having a good rushing game or a rushing attack, as you can't establish a run. I mean, your line can only hold up for so long, as we're seeing. The walls of Jericho have begun to crumble for this Grizzly offense.
As both teams are in their designated huddles, Coffeyville will make their way onto the field to begin what could be their final possession of the ball game. We'll return in 30 seconds on KLKC Parsons.
Everybody is different. Some get injured, while others simply wear down. Whether it's on the court, on the field, or at the gym, Labette Health's orthopedic and sports medicine team has the training and skill to repair, restore, and renew. We share the same goal, and together we'll write your comeback story. For more information about Southeast Kansas' leading orthopedic and sports medicine team, go to labettehealth.com.
As we return play in the first play of Coffeyville's, maybe their last drive of the ball game, as it'll go to Colbert. He'll bounce around to the right side, find a crease, carrying tacklers near the 44-yard line. That's where they'll down it, gain of about 13, first down, as they're in a hurry-up offense. I don't know why. 1st and 10 for Coffeyville. 5 minutes to go in the game.
Oh, false start.
As it's going to be a false start on the slot receiver, Amir Luton. So that'll back him up 5 yards.
So the Luton twins have had issues staying on their side of the ball, as his brother picked up an encroachment penalty, I believe is what it's actually called, but offsides on the defense.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
And then his twin brother Amir just picked up a false start, so.
Here's a give up the middle to Colbert. He is explosive. He'll get back to the line to gain and more. It'll be 2nd down and 5 coming up for Coffeyville.
As it is getting a little bit heated over there on that Coffeyville sideline, as I believe they wanted an unnecessary roughness on Cody Hamilton there. for blowing up Colbert there on the sideline. Wait for the Grizzlies here. You got to get the ball back right here. Get a turnover. You can't take a punt. You got to cause a turnover here.
2nd and 4 for Coffeyville. Ball's near the right side of the hash. Single coverage throughout. Kagan Bates the safety on the left side. Here's Colbert up the right side. He'll lower his head, get a few yards after contact. He might be a half step shy, but I think the nose of the football might be enough for the first. We'll see what the referee says.
I think they spotted him a little bit short.
They did. So it'll be 3rd down and a doll hair.
Oh, nope. It's first down.
They're going to say first down now. As, man, that was really close. As there was a Sunday night football game years ago where they had to bring out, I think the Cowboys played.
Yep, Cowboys, Raiders.
They brought out a debit card and tried to slide it in between the first down marker and the football. I thought that was interesting.
Oh, I don't know what the flag holding.
Here goes Colbert up the right side into traffic as he'll fall down for a gain of 3. It'll be holding on Coffeyville, so negate that gain.
The call is illegal stiff on the golden tornado.
Or legal procedure, I guess, is the official call. As, man, John, going into the break, Labette County was 10 yards away before half from being within 2. But you think, okay, still, we have a good chance. We're down 10. Our defense is playing well. Our offense looks great. You haven't scored a point in the second half. That's just a big letdown for all the fans here. And I'm not saying Labette's done anything wrong or bad. I'm just saying between the first half and this half has been night and day, and not in a good way. As here's a give up the middle again, just tearing through that front 7.
Well, Marcus Allen, a different running back for the NATO offense here, as trying to keep Colbert fresh for next week, I assume, as he's been a focal point for this NATO offense all night long. As I think they're going to start pulling some people, as there's only 3.5 minutes left and they're up 3 scores. I don't blame them. I don't see why you'd keep your guys in here right here.
As the last 5 minutes is going by a little bit quicker as Coffeyville is just running the clock out. Labette County has 3 timeouts. Coffeyville has 1. Can't imagine they'll use it other than maybe some substitutions. As here's a big gap up the middle for, is it Allen again? I believe it's Allen. As he has one of his better runs of the evening, as Coffeyville has a good O-line and a lot of good rushers.
They're just tearing apart this Grizzly defensive line. It looks like the Red Sea is being parted in the middle of our defense. That's the best way I could describe it. I mean, the lanes are so open. I mean, you can fit a bus through. I mean, this offensive line is just moving this Grizzly front at will.
1st and 10, ball spotted at the Grizzly 24. Coffeyville looking to score one more time before it's all said and done. 1st and 10, give to the right side. Allen bouncing around, wrapped up around the ankles. Gain of 2. Nice job by the Grizzly defensive line that time. Who would have guessed Cody Hamilton making another senior leader play on the ball?
Cody Hamilton is doing his best job tonight to stem the bleeding that has been put onto them from this NATO offense. As I feel like him and Cade Cornett have done a decent job tonight trying to stop this NATO rushing attack. It's just been hard when you get these linemen moving down the field as a linebacker to go make plays, but somehow they're doing it.
2 minutes to go in the game. Clock continuing to run as they get the snap off with just a few seconds left on the play clock. Better gap than the last one, but not much. 3rd down and 3 will be coming up in there on the tackle. Joseph Page.
I think there was another one. I didn't see the number, though. Maybe Roper Whitley on here on this side. We'll give Roper some credit. I feel like he's done an okay job as well tonight. But, yeah, this Grizzly front has definitely had a hard time all night long stopping this NATO offensive line.
3rd and 4, 90 seconds to go. At this point, you just got to keep the NATO from scoring because I really feel like this game's a lot closer than 32-14. As here's a keeper.
Cody Hamilton wrapping him up.
Josh Shobe is in there in the quarterback set.
It's going to be 4th and 1. 4th and 1 for Coffeyville.
4th and 1 for Coffeyville with 60 seconds to go in the game. As John, do you agree? I mean, Labette didn't score in the second half, but it felt like they had so many chances to win it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
to win it.
3 straight opportunities where you've kept this NATO offense off. You stopped this NATO offense, and the Grizzly defense did what they could tonight. I mean, this is a great NATO team. I mean, they're number 7 in 4A for a reason, and this rushing attack is so lethal. I mean, we're not the only team who's struggled to stop it, but I mean, they came out and they gave you multiple opportunities for this offense to score and win the ball game. Really, I mean, you score those 3 times, we're up.
As Coach Shobe calls his 3rd and final timeout of the second half. So it'll be 4th and 1 with 33 seconds left. We'll see what Coach Shobe wants to do out of the huddle.
I mean, Coach Wade?
Coach Wade, sorry. Thank you. I got done saying Josh Shobe. He was running quarterback, and that was in my head. Thank you, John. As Coach Wade, as now that I stumbled, we might as well keep it here as I took up an extra 10 seconds. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Labette Health. We'd like to invite you to stay tuned for our post-game show at the conclusion of the ball game, as the post-game show is brought to you by Bowen Pharmacy.
Yeah, I don't think this Grizzly defense has any reason to put their heads down. I mean, they had a brutal first half, but I mean, they come out and they play their hearts out.
Oh, man, as Coffeyville got Lawrence Holt to bite on the hard count. That'll be 1st and 10 Coffeyville. So, man, you don't want Coffeyville to score here because this game is not 40 to 14.
I think they'll just take a knee here, but I don't know what Lawrence Holt was doing. He's a cornerback, and he just ran off sides. I mean, he wasn't going to make the play, so I don't really get that.
As it looked like they are going to go ahead and take a knee. So I really do praise Coach Wade for that. I really do. To just go ahead and walk out of here with a 32-14 win. Both teams, this was an interesting one, and we'll break it down in our post-game show, but the score in the second half was 8-0 Coffeyville. The first half ended up determining how the game went, but missed opportunities and failure for the Labette County offense to click in the second half kind of sums it up as the clock winds down officially, as the buzzer will go ahead and sound on Lucas Field. The teams line up to shake hands. Coffeyville moves to 5-1. Labette County moves to 1-.